What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today we have two different teams that are going up against PKA versus Boa Hancock. Now, both of the teams that I am showing in this video are capable of clearing level 100 and above. But of course, we're only at level 60 right now as we just started the event, so we'll wait and see. As I get deeper on in the event and I start reaching those higher levels, I will report back with these teams in terms of how they're going to be working once you get deeper into the event. But this event is very, very annoying. Like, there's like really annoying like orb gimmicks in this content, because on stage 3, eventually when you get to, level 80 and above, the enemy puts up a slot barrier where you have to hit them with 2 Wano slots in order to break through it. It's just really frustrating. And on top of that, there's also damage threshold. So if you have the batch, like, you can see very clearly how the batch clears this content, and it does clear it very comfortably. But of course, if you're not using the new batch characters, you have to run something a little bit unorthodox, which is of course what these two teams are going to be doing. So we're going to be using Yamato friend captain for the first one. Yamato is really interesting because when you reach stage 3, she changes all recovery slots into Wano. So ideally you'd keep 2 recovery slots, and then when you're at level 80 and above, she changes those 2 recovery slots into Wano, and then of course you can abuse that to break through that barrier. And then if you have the ulti rare recruit, she removes the threshold on stage 3, locks the slots, all that good stuff. Now stage 4, there's lots of annoying gimmicks here as well. Now, eventually there is, it goes to up to 6 turns of Rainbow Shield. Luckily, the Rocks Pirates, though, as a captain, they have the ability to set enemies' damage reduction to 0. So that's the reason why I opted to use them as the captain. Alternatively, you could use, Roger Rayleigh Gaban to remove the threshold on stage 3. It really does depend on what your team composition is aiming to do. There's also some really annoying orb change here as well. And if you end up having a different type captain, that's another thing as well. On stage 4, if you've got a strength dex or quick captain, you get special reverse at level 80 and above, and then you also get paralysis if you have a psi or int captain at level 80 and above. So yeah, really, really frustrating stuff. And then there's like really nasty orb change that occurs on the final stage here as well at level 80 and above. So I guess that's probably when I'm going to report back, is when I can get to level 80. I want to get that up as soon as possible to show you guys exactly how these teams are going to be tackling this content. Moving on to the secondary team, this team definitely takes its time to get through it, just due to the fact that in order for Nami as a friend captain to get access to her paralysis removal in her captain, you need to actually heal 50,000 HP. Now, Nami does have an effect that when you reach stage 3, she heals 25,000 HP, which helps. And with the host ship and the sockets and the switch effect of Vivi and Rebecca, we heal 9,000 per turn, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. So it actually doesn't take that long in order to reach the 50,000, but it will still take a handful of turns to ensure that you get all of the healing that is required. Because the thing is if you have a psi or an int captain on stage 4, you have to deal with the paralysis that gets inflicted. And with the way that the team kind of works, we're going to switch into Koala here, meaning that we have an int captain when we reach stage 4, which means the enemy will give us paralysis, but that also means that Nami as a friend captain would remove that paralysis. And I'm pretty sure that because of Nami's captain ability to remove paralysis, it should also get rid of the paralysis slots on stage 4. I don't remember exactly if it works that way or if it has to be a special that removes paralysis, but I think it does work that way. So anyway, you could definitely do that, or just put a support that can trigger on paralysis removal as well. That would also work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch from Koala into Sabo, so that we have a strength dex or quick captain when we reach the final stage, because that is going to enable us to remove 10 turns of paralysis again on the final stage. And then, even though with the way the team kind of works, we're not going to have a full board of matching slots on the final stage, but I don't think we need all the matching slots in order to get through it. Now, for this team as well, I guess I should probably mention that we have Vice Admiral Dole on the team. She's a boosted unit that does remove barrier, which is going to be very useful once we get to level 80 and above. Very, very important for that. And then also that Nico Robin on the team, extremely good for removing the damage threshold with the support of Lindbergh. It removes a further 1 turn of the damage threshold, which will work past level 100. And then, of course, Robin has the effect to change all slots into whatever slot she has. So ideally, you just get a really good matching slot on Robin, and then you can make your whole team have that same slot, which is actually really, really dope. The Frankie and the Sanji don't really provide that much, but they are one of the higher boosted characters in this event. So they have the same boost as the 6+ Sabo and Koala. So this is going to get you more overall drops compared to the first team that I showed in this video, but it is definitely more annoying to run. So it really depends on how you kind of view these things. But that's going to wrap it up for me, though. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.